So today we're going to take one thing I love and turn it into another thing I love. Garlic bread and pasta. Garlic bread pasta. Yeah! Hey everyone, Mark here. Welcome back to my kitchen. And today is, garlic bread pasta. And we're going to use my roasted garlic bread recipe that we do here on this channel. We're going to take those ingredients, make it into a pasta. I'm only going to add 2 extra ingredients, lemon zest and a little secret weapon.
Anchovies.
That's right, anchovies. If you're not a fan of anchovies, trust me on this one. They melt right into the sauce. You're not gonna get that fishy flavor. It's just gonna add so much umami to the overall dish. Trust me. Okay, let's start with what makes garlic bread, the garlic. I have 1 large head of garlic. Now there's 2 ways to prepare the garlic. You can roast the garlic by slicing the top off to reveal some of the cut cloves and grab a piece of foil enough to wrap it up in. And what you're gonna do is just place it underneath, drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on top, season with salt and freshly cracked pepper, wrap it up, place in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour. You're good to go. But what I'm gonna do today is make garlic confit, which is all the rage on social media these days, and it's easy to make. The hardest part is actually just peeling all the garlic cloves. And you can already buy peeled garlic cloves. You can use any trick like the mason jar trick, toss them in, shake it, whatever. Or sometimes you just get stuck peeling each garlic clove one by one. Now for this, you are gonna end up with leftover oil, so you can either make a bigger batch of garlic confit or use leftover garlic infused oil for other recipes. If making a bigger batch, when storing, make sure that when you place the cloves in a jar, make sure they are fully submerged in oil before placing in the fridge. Place the peeled garlic cloves in a small saucepan on medium to high heat and cover with enough extra virgin olive oil so that the cloves are fully submerged. And once the oil starts to bubble a little bit, we're gonna lower the heat to a simmer and simmer for about 40 minutes until the garlic is browned and softened, and then you can just remove to let cool. Now for the bread part of this recipe, I know, pasta and bread, carbs on carbs, I'm not complaining. This is a simple pan grattato, which is basically seasoned breadcrumbs. Grab a stale piece of bread and place in a food processor and chop it all up. I don't go too fine with my breadcrumbs. I keep it more rustic with varying sizes with the bread. And I have about 1 cup. You can use finely grated breadcrumbs or panko, and I would go with maybe half a cup if using those. Then in a pan on medium to high heat, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, add the breadcrumbs and season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, and mix and toss until nicely toasted. And then just before removing, add a bit of lemon zest, I would say less than half of a lemon. Give that a mix and remove to a bowl and set aside. Finally, grate 80 grams of a Parmigiano Reggiano Mountain and set that aside. And then we're gonna finally chop up about 15 grams of fresh parsley. Now we're gonna make the sauce in a pan on low to medium heat. Add 3 tablespoons of the infused garlic oil and the garlic cloves. Then 2 to 3 anchovy fillets, some chili flakes for some heat, and 3 or 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, up to you. I did add a 4th afterwards because butter makes everything better. Season with a little bit of salt, just be careful because the anchovies are salty, and freshly cracked pepper. And as everything heats up, mash the garlic cloves and anchovy to create the sauce. You can use a fork to really mash everything together. Then season a large pot of boiling water with salt and add your pasta and cook just before al dente because we're gonna finish cooking it in the sauce. The sauce is coming together nicely. Get your pan grattato, cheese, and parsley ready to go. And there goes that 4th tablespoon of butter I was saying earlier. And now for the pasta. Add a ladle of pasta water to the sauce, add your pasta to the pan, and now it's time for la mantecatura, marrying the pasta and sauce, mixing and tossing, adding more pasta water if needed. The pasta is about done. Remove from the heat or turn off the heat. Add your Parmigiano Reggiano a handful at a time, mixing and tossing it in, and then add the parsley, mixing and tossing. And I like to add some of the pan grattato to the pasta, mixing and tossing, and reserve the rest for garnish. And there it is, creamy garlic bread
pasta. Plate it up, add a little bit of extra sauce, the pan grattato, some Parmigiano Reggiano, any leftover parsley, freshly cracked pepper, and bring it to the table.
What can I say? It tastes like garlic bread. It's delicious. And the addition of the anchovies doesn't give it a fishy taste like you might think. It melts right in, a nice umami flavor, saltiness to it. I'm actually going to use anchovies next time I make my roasted garlic bread recipe, and maybe that'll be my new secret weapon for my garlic bread. So I hope you give this recipe a go. And as always, the full recipe is in the link in the description below. Please like and comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ciao.